Today, I want to talk about the flow of money. And I had to take a moment to change the volume of the microphone. All right, let's jump into this. So, every single time that you spend money, what mindset are you practicing when you're swiping the card, when you're putting the credit card information onto the website? Are you spending with a feeling of dread? Are you making larger purchases or whatever feels like a large purchase to you and then going, oh my goodness, this is such a big deal. I'm releasing all of this money. I'm losing all of this money. I'm spending all of this money. I'm not going to have enough. Take this moment to actually sit and reflect on how you feel when you spend money. And as you're healing your relationship with money, one of the great things that you want to start practicing is feeling positive when you spend money. And that can mean a lot of things. But in this context, what I mean is that you can spend money with the intention of this is coming back to me. Amanda Francis says there's more where that came from. And it's not just about the phrase, but it's about how that affirmation, how that idea makes you feel. If you spend money and you're going, I have no idea how I'm going to get more money. I have no idea how I'm going to be able to buy a purse like this again. I have no idea how I'm going to pay my bills. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I have no idea how I'm going to reach my goal for my next vacation. That brings you this feeling of lack. It brings you this feeling of not enough. It brings you this feeling of anxiety and stress and fear. And so money is always responding back to you. Everything in our reality is responding back to our vibration. So when we're healing our relationship with money, we want to start being mindful of how we're vibrating in relation to money. It is free for you to tap into the energy of more money coming in every single time that you spend. You don't have to have a proof that money is coming in before you can imagine more money coming in. You don't have to have a signed contract guaranteeing you work that starts next Monday in order for you to hold the vibration of starting at a new job that you really love. We're always talking about leadership. We're always talking about being the leader of your mind. By the way, you're listening to Naked and Noisy, Manifestation Tools for the Professional Woman. I'm your host, Natalie Hughes. I'm a spiritual consultant and I specialize in business and mindset mentorship. I help professional women to co create emotionally fulfilled and purpose driven lives for themselves. Okay, we have to get that out of the way. So you're working on and you're healing your money mindset, and you're going to start deliberately practicing what if more money was on the way? What if the amount of money that you just spent just got sent back to you? What if you went to the store and you bought groceries and then you walked out of the store and then you sat in your car and your boyfriend, your sister, your cousin, your mom, your grandpa, somebody sent you the same amount that you had just spent? What would you be thinking? And how would you be feeling? So you would be sitting in the car and you would be like, oh my God, I just spent $33 at the grocery store. I just spent $86 at the grocery store. And I get in my car and somebody just sent me $86. That is absolutely crazy. And if it happened to you 3 times in a row, you might start saying, Every single time I go to the grocery store, the amount of money that I spend gets sent to me immediately. And then you would start telling the story that money is showing up for you, that money is reliable, that money is this resource that loves to replenish itself. When I spend money, it comes right back to me. So you want to start feeling those feelings. You want to start imagining that that's happening, where money is showing up for you, and money spent is money gained over and over and over again. You want to start imagining that and playing with that. And you don't have to do it every single time you spend. However, it's a great opportunity because we probably spend money a lot. You're going to the grocery store, if you're like me, and your gym has different like snacks and things like that that you can buy. You're spending money as you move throughout your day. You're spending money when you go to pump gas. So it's just a great opportunity for you to sit and pause and take just a couple short minutes to tap into and imagine the amount of money that I just spent just came back into my life. Money is reliable. And when money is something that is always coming back into your world, you also feel safer spending it. You also feel better releasing it because I trust it to come back. I trust more to come in. So you don't have to feel guilty about spending. You don't have to feel guilty about spending things that you don't quote unquote need for survival, because money is something that is consistently, always, daily coming back into your life, coming back into your world. Maybe if you're not an entrepreneur or somebody who wants to be making money daily, then you focus on it's coming in every 2 weeks. Maybe if you are manifesting a certain experience around your investments, then it is you receiving money every single day, right? So tap into what kind of experience you would want to be having with money. You don't have to know how the money is going to come in. You just have to know the experience that you want to have with money. And you have to start showing up and imagining that that's how you're living. That doesn't mean you go and spend all of the money in your account in order to pretend and act as if. You can act as if from your mind. You act as if internally, period, point blank. That means you can be the leader of your mind, living in a reality where money is always showing up for you and money is replenishing itself regardless of what's going on in your physical reality. And that's manifestation. That's co-creation. Deliberate manifestation is when you are taking yourself someplace internally, consistently, regardless of what's going on in your physical reality. And over time, as you're telling the story that money replenishes itself, as you're telling the story that money shows up, as you're telling the story that money is reliable, over time, it feels more and more normal for you to tell that story. It begins to feel more and more true, and it also manifests and shows up in your physical reality. Money mindset is some of the easiest work. Well, I think mindset work is some of the easiest work in the world. The only reason why money mindset and creating new money beliefs would be hard for you is if you do not have the tools that you need to change and shift your mindset, period. There are moments of challenges that we'll face on our journey when we don't yet have a skill and we are learning. Like, there's a learning curve to developing any skill. However, when you have good teachers and you have good support, it's much easier to develop that skill. Drawing is a great example. when you're like, okay, I want to learn how to draw, and you just have some paints or whatever, and you try to create a portrait, it probably is going to come out like shit. But when you have a teacher who is talking to you about the different shading and how to look at things and how to find light sources, it might not be easy, but it's going to be significantly easier for you to develop that skill of painting. When you have a teacher, you just have someone who is giving you certain mindset shifts, certain perspective shifts that are helping you to understand so that it's easier for you to develop skills, right? This is what I'm doing for you inside of Evidently Easy. I'm giving you mindset shifts on how to release the how, on how to stand out in your industry instead of following what everyone else is doing. And instead of following what everyone else is doing, I'm teaching you how to connect with your inner being, how to connect with your own infinite intelligence, how to connect with yourself on a soul level. And the exercises that you're going through is literally helping you to debunk those unsupportive thoughts, to stop telling the story that money has to be hard, to stop telling the story that it has to be hard for you to make money, to stop telling the story that you're not capable of making money, that you're not good enough or valuable enough to make more money, and instead to start deliberately expecting your desired income to manifest and deliberately expecting that income to manifest with ease. That's what you're learning inside of Evidently Easy. We're talking about all of your goals and allowing manifestation to come in with ease. However, there's specific parts in the program where we're talking about money. I was just doing the highly paid workshop. I've been doing it the past several days, and it's so amazing. Inside of the program, I have a training on wanting to raise your price and actually raising your confidence in yourself and confidence in your value so that you can expect to receive more money without feeling like an imposter, without feeling like you can't do that, without feeling like you shouldn't do that, without feeling like you're not qualified to make more money or to be happier, right? So I love this program so much. I obviously recommend that you check it out and get into it, especially if you are healing your money mindset. It's going to help you start getting a daily mindset practice going where you can use the journal prompts to start healing your inner child and healing your relationship with money. And you'll also use the programs, the training inside of the program to tell a new money story. Tell the story that money shows up for you. Tell the story that money is reliable. Tell the story that money is coming in all the time. Because what you'll notice is that you're going to start telling the story more money is coming in. There's more money where that came from after you spend. But there's going to be thoughts that pop up in your brain that say, that's not true. You don't know that. No, it's not. Money is hard, right? You're going to come up on resistance. That's not a bad thing. Feeling resistant feelings or thinking resistant thoughts is not a reason to quit and give up on your dream. That's just an unsupportive belief. That's just an unsupportive thought that needs to be worked through. I'm sorry. There's a million fucking things that are going on right now. I am trying to record this episode really quick, and then I need to get dressed and I need to leave my house. I need to do a million and one fucking things. The point is this: you're going to start telling a new money story. You're going to start seeing yourself making money. You're going to start seeing money coming in reliably every day or bi-weekly, no matter what. Regardless of whether or not you have a job, you can be tapped into and healing your relationship with money. If you expect $10,000 to come to you every single month, no matter what, then that means 10,000 will come in regardless of whether or not you have that current project going on. As you heal your relationship with money and you expect and vibrate at 10,000 coming in every single month, no matter what, then if you leave a job or something like that happens, you will receive inspired ideas and actions and opportunities that will help you to receive that $10,000 in that same month. I know this. I've lived this. I have had multiple different things going on. I have courses that have payment plans. Sometimes there are women enrolled in payment plans. Sometimes their payment plans end. And so, whereas I might have had 300 coming in for several months based on one person's payment plan, if they're done with that payment plan, then all of a sudden there's $300 that has to come from somewhere. And that $300 will come from YouTube AdSense money increasing, or that $300 will come from new course sales, or that $300 will come from tips, or that $300 will come from did I say new course sales, extended readings, digital journals, meditations? The money shows up because I'm a vibrational match to the money. Okay. So I hope that this helped. This is a great little thing to start to start practicing when you're beginning your money mindset journey. And of course, to continue practicing, because that's what it means to rewire your mindset. You're deliberately thinking supportive thoughts about money. You're deliberately seeing yourself succeeding. You're deliberately seeing yourself as the woman who receives however much money it is that you want right now every single day. You're reliably envisioning yourself having that experience, which makes you a vibrational match to it. And then it must manifest. You'll receive ideas, you'll receive support, you'll receive gifts. It must manifest. It always does. Okay. So if you want more help dealing with those thoughts and rewiring your mindset, Evidently Easy is a really great program to get in there and start doing that work through. Okay. I love you so much. Thanks for being here today. And hopefully on Thursday, I will not be in a fucking rush. Okay. I love you. Talk to you later. Rate this 5 stars. Okay. Bye.